Hello, David Olson here. 44 years of knowledge in the insurance restoration industry. I was sitting down the other day and started thinking about my history, my pedigree, my resume, my job bio, whatever word you want to use for it. It's amazing. Sitting there again at my desk, and I often say success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And going back to 1980, I started as a Serpro employee for Serpro Gig Harbor, and was second generation, and basically started on the drywall and painting truck, and made it through all the different levels from drywall, painting, restoration, mitigation, smoke cleaning, estimating, general managing, to second generation restore. I took a lot of pride in it. 1991, my father came to me and said, "Son, you can buy the business or work for somebody else." And had a couple young kids. It was a big challenge. I met the challenge. So 1991, bought Serpro Gig Harbor. And 1998, we qualified to purchase a second license, which is Serpro of Mason County. So ran those two for a while. In 2005, we decided we were going to focus on something bigger, and that was the directorship in Washington State, and I'll go into that in just a minute. So in 2005, we listed our business with a business broker. It was sold in less than 3 weeks to a gentleman out of California. He was vice president of finance for Fleetwood Homes, and I'm proud to say that they are still running that franchise, both those franchises today, Serpro of Gig Harbor and Serpro of Mason County. So, through those 91 to 2005, like I said, Mason County was purchased in 1998. Both those were sold in 2005. But also along the way, I did quite a few other things. And again, we ran a model franchise system. So in 2000, we qualified to purchase a master license. It's called a state directorship for Serpro Industries for the state of Washington. So this is an independent director that oversees the entire state of Washington for Serpro Industries. We're basically responsible for finding new franchise owners, help vetting new franchise owners, see if they're a good fit, taking them through the pre-training cycle, the training cycle, the post-training cycle, and then ensuring that they're good stewards of the Serpro name and helping them grow their business to be financially successful, and more important, setting them up for retirement. And so we ran that directorship from 2000 to 2011, and 2011 sold back to Serpro Industries because of it was time to sell it back. So I also, during that time, 1998, I became 1988. This goes back to my franchise days. I became a certified instructor for continuing education to the insurance industry. We all know that as CE. So not only did we teach agents, we also taught insurance adjusters. I had a great working relationship with many adjusters, and some of them did need continuing education or CEUs and such. So that was a blast. I don't know how many classes I taught, but it was a lot. 2004, in the directorship, I hired a state brand manager, Brad Castoro. We decided that we were going to go after the real estate market because there's 32,000 authorized real estate realtors, as they say. If you tell a realtor, they'll say, it's a realtor. So our goal was to work for 10% of those realtors, and we actually did that from 2004 to 2009. Let me go back quickly to the state directorship. I was pretty fortunate in the directorship to be director of the month 4 different times. That is voted on by your peers back at the corporate office. And then in 2009, every year at National Convention, there is a Director of the Year award that's given out for growth, franchise sales, franchise profit levels. So it's a pretty prestigious award to win. And in 2009, at our national convention, I was shocked to find out that we did win that award. So the directorship, like I said earlier, was sold back to Serpro Industries in 2011. We continued to grow, however. In 2005, we had qualified, because of what we did with the directorship, to purchase 3 trainerships. So in 2005, we purchased Servpro of Eastern Washington. In 2006, we purchased Servpro of Northwest Washington. And then in 2008, we purchased Servpro Southwest. Now, a trainership or a trainer has a much deeper role within the training system of Servpro Industries. Basically, they're responsible for mentoring up to 15 franchises and about 1.8 million people in the licensed territory. So they're really responsible for the nitty-gritty, everyday health of the franchise office within the system. That required us to hire staff members within the directorship, which was fun. And those were also sold back to Servpro Industries in 2011. So as you can see, this was a lot of work. In 2011 to 2014, I took some time off for myself and started to get bored. In 2014 to 2016, I went to work for Piro Systems, the parent company of Piro Clean. We moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That was sticker shock after living in Washington State since I was 18 years old. And I was Vice President of Operations, Training, and Training Development. I also oversaw the 6 regional managers and worked directly with them. They reported to me. And I also was the school administrator for the IICRC Academy and our water damage ASD house. 2016, Piro Systems sold to a new ownership group, and we ended up moving back home to Washington State. Not long after I was here, I went to work for Rooftech Systems, and Rooftech Systems was developed under Legend Brands. We all know about Legend Brands. We all know about Dry-Ease. Well, I was Vice President of Franchise Operations. This was a new market for this company, Rooftech Systems it was. I was responsible for all aspects of creating a new franchise system within the United States. I actually got to go to Mumbai, India, for Rooftech, and we surveyed the Mumbai International Airport. That was a blast. Unfortunately, in 2017, the funding was pulled by the parent company, RPM International, close to a $4 billion company. They didn't quite see the viability of the system. So after that, I got a call from a company in Savannah, Georgia. They wanted to get into the insurance restoration industry because they had just went through a small hurricane. I don't remember the name of it, but this was back in October of 17, and that lasts till March of 2018. The unfortunate part was Carson was underfunded, and they were unable to seek the financing to grow. So that opportunity was ended, and we moved back to Washington State. When we got back here, I basically opened up an independent consulting business to the restoration industry and enjoyed doing that. But I kind of missed the day-to-day operations of a business. So in 2019 to 2020, I managed in Washington State the 1-800 water damage store. I was hired by Belfour Franchise Group to run that 1-800 store in Seattle. That was their flagship location. That's one they bought in order to retain the 1-800 water damage name. They really liked that for marketing. So I enjoyed my relationship with Belfour Franchise Group, and we actually tried to purchase it. We couldn't come to terms. After that, I was recruited away by ATI and went to work in 2021 for ATI as a regional manager in Nevada, stationed out of Las Vegas. That was frankly sticker shock for my wife and I. coming from the beautiful green Northwest, and it was just a little bit too much for us. And so in 2022, we moved back to Washington State, and at that time in 2022, I went to work for Surdy Enterprises as Chief Operating Officer, the parent company of Pure Dry, Pure Clean, the Rug Spa, and Pure Dry Construction. My main role there was to design and develop 6 territories for Surdy Enterprises to open up Pure Dry, Pure Clean, and Pure Construction locations from Washington State over into Idaho, and that was done. At the same time, Surdy Enterprises was negotiating with private equity and ended up partnering with private equity, and my role as Chief Operating Officer was no longer available due to the relationship with private equity. So that ended that, and actually in November 2022 to current, I've been doing North by Northwest consulting, and I've enjoyed it. And we've also opened up an arm that's North by Northwest Consulting, the training academy. So we're excited about it. It's actually North by Northwest Training and Development Academy at 360-473-9505. My email address is the word development, BYDOLSON at gmail.com. So it looks like development by Dolson at gmail.com. And our webpage, our landing page is www.northbynorthwestconsulting.com, where knowledge is power. And I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.